how come the monthly payment that you're quoting me is so much different than the monthly payment that I see on Zillow? So I'm going to give you guys an example. So let's look at Joseph Shaw's listing here on Arroyo Vista for 695,000. So let's scroll down to the monthly payment section, and we're going to look at what are the things that drive this monthly payment right here. Well, what we're going to look at is what are they showing for the down payment interest rate. So you want to make sure you know what's a realistic down payment. Normally, it's programmed in here to have 20% down, which is not what is available to everyone. So some people don't have the funds to be able to put 20% down. So let's just say 10% down here. 30-year fixed, this interest rate may not be applicable to you. Let's just say that you have lower than 760 credit scores. This interest rate might not be applicable in your situation. Next is the mortgage insurance rate. So luckily for you guys, the mortgage insurance rates that are quoted on Zillow are usually quite a bit higher than us brokers are able to offer. So keep that in mind that this monthly payment in the mortgage insurance, everyone's worried about putting 20% down PMI. That's not something that you should have to worry about too much, just because as a broker, we're able to offer sometimes significantly discounted mortgage insurance rates if you have great credit scores. Even if you don't have the great credit scores, they're usually still better than what other lenders are able to offer many times. Next is a big one that Zillow really doesn't estimate properly. So this right here, they're using 0.86%, which is quite low when it comes to property taxes. In the state of California, average property tax rate is about 1.25%. That's what we use as a standard tax rate. There's certain areas such as Beaumont that have higher tax rates, such as 1.36% base tax rate. And there's also areas that have Melrose, which is on top of that. So this 1.25% tax rate, this property has a 1.25% tax rate, but some other properties could have a 1.75% tax rate, which could significantly increase what your annual property taxes are, which increases your monthly payment. So let's go ahead and go back to 1.25%. Next is the homeowners insurance. So homeowners insurance is for fire, pipe bursts, casualty, things like that. So um, they use a little bit different insurance rate than what we use. We use a 0.35% rate annually as an estimate for quotes. Now, you get to shop for whoever you want when it comes to homeowners insurance. So we give you estimates. So is Zillow. That number can vary depending on your fire risk. This property looks like it's located nestled up into some trees, into a more rural area of Highland. And so that could potentially pose a high fire risk, which means this number right here for the annual insurance could be higher than what they're quoting. But if you use the standard 0.35%, this number would actually be a little bit lower. But this number is variable based on you as an individual and the home, the location, type of coverage you need, so on and so forth. HOA fees, sometimes people don't put the HOA fees in there. Utilities are never included in your monthly payment. So those are some things that you really want to focus on when it comes to using Zillow mortgage calculators to determine what your mortgage payment's going to be, because you may be putting a different down payment. You may have a different interest rate depending on your FICO scores. You may have a much lower or higher mortgage insurance rate depending on your FICO scores. The property taxes many times are very inaccurate. You could typically say 1.25% is a very standard tax rate in California. And then homeowners insurance varies. You can't blame Zillow for what they're doing, because that is a relative estimate of plus or minus what the homeowner's insurance is going to be, depending on you as a buyer of what you choose. So if you have any questions, you would like to get a little more information on a little bit more accurate monthly payments for a particular property, feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to estimate some monthly payments based on your scenario. Different types of programs could offer very different monthly payments, and same thing with FICO scores and down payment.